Good morning and welcome back to my kitchen. My name is Kat, and if you're new here, we have been baking our way through Some of My Best Friends Are Cookies by Emelia Jackson. Today's recipe is Melting Moments. I am really excited for this recipe. When I was a kid, my mum used to make these for us on special occasions, and I always remember them being so thick that you could barely get your mouth around them. So this is going to be fun. This is slightly different. It has a white chocolate and raspberry buttercream filling, which involved me needing to get some freeze-dried raspberry powder. I couldn't find just raspberry powder, so I got strawberry from the supermarket, and I got strawberries, raspberries, and blueberries from Costco. So I might open this one and see if it's easy to separate out the raspberries. Otherwise, I'll just decide what to do when we get there. This is a low temperature bake. So I've just got out my air fryer oven and I've got that preheating. And these should come together fairly quickly, but there is two parts to this recipe. So you've got to bake the biscuits and let them cool, and then you need to make the buttercream filling. So I've got 180 grams of butter, and to that I need to add 7 grams of sugar. And we're going to cream these together until they're light and fluffy. So that's pretty light and fluffy. And while that was mixing, I sifted together 60 grams of custard powder and 200 grams of plain flour. And I'm just going to add that in. and we're going to mix this together to form a dough. Let's come together pretty nicely. And it says we want our biscuits to be about 10 grams each. So I'm going to check what my little cookie scoop does. It does 22. So pressed in with no overhanging bits is 18, and I think that's close enough. As long as I get an even number, because these are sandwich biscuits, I'll be fine. It says that I'm supposed to get 32. So of course I ended up with a odd number, so I had to then break up apart my nice balls and turn them into smaller ones. And now we just need to press these down with the back of a fork. If your fork sticks, you can dip it in a little bit of flour or icing sugar or cornstarch just to help it not stick. But mine's going okay today. So these need to bake at 160 degrees for 15 to 8 minutes. So while those cookies are baking, I'm just going to have a look at these freeze-dried fruits. It does amuse me that they have to specify that these are plant-based fruits as opposed to what? Oh, they actually smell pretty good. Looks like a lot of strawberries though. That raspberry flavour is intense. So I've separated them into strawberries and blueberries. And these are all raspberries. But there's also all of these already crumbled bits. And I need a tablespoon of powder. So I'm going to start with all of these crumbly bits and just mush them up a bit more. Sorry, Goose. And that is actually pretty close to spot on a tablespoon. So now that all of our biscuits are out of the oven, they need to cool on the trays. I'm going to start making the buttercream, but I'm not going to complete it until the biscuits are nice and cool. So I've got 85 grams of butter, 50 grams of icing sugar, my tablespoon of freeze-dried raspberry powder, which weighs about 6 grams just for future reference. And I need some melted white chocolate. So these little bars are 40 grams each, and I thought I had 3 of them, but I'm guessing one of the kids ate one. So I've just made up the difference with chocolate chips. Chocolate chips aren't ideal for melting, but I'll use what I've got. They just don't seem to melt quite as well as normal chocolate. You're okay. So 100 grams of melted white chocolate, a tablespoon of raspberry powder, 85 grams of butter, and 50 grams of icing sugar, beating together. And we're going to beat it together with the whisk, not the beater. Light and fluffy. So I can't find my palette knife at the moment, so I'm just going to use a little pate knife. So I got 15 instead of 16 in total. And I might just go and see if my husband would like to do a taste test because he's working from home today. So Mark is here to give them a try. And we'll see what we think. Not for you. The buttercream is still very soft because I didn't refrigerate them yet, obviously, too impatient to try them. But I think they're quite nice. What do you think? He says they're good.
Very nice. What's in the buttercream?
It's a raspberry white chocolate buttercream. It's made with the freeze-dried raspberries. Are they nice enough that you're going to let me spend $10,000 on a freeze dryer?
No.
Oh, that's a shame. I think these are really nice. They are quite what do you reckon? Heavy in the mouth? Dense? Buttery? I don't know. So one is definitely enough for me. I will put the rest of these in the fridge to firm up the buttercream a little bit, and I will keep them in the fridge because obviously it's buttercream. But I reckon they will be a hit. Thanks for being here with me today as we made these melting moments, which are quite delicious. If you would like, I will pop another one of my videos here that you can watch between now and my next upload. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. Can't wait to see you next time. Bye.